Hey guys, Jason the X for SCNS Live, powered by Cinelinks.com, and this is the figure review of the Transformers Masterpiece Series Starscream. And yes, finally I have this figure. I have Skywarp, and honestly I didn't like Skywarp, but they redid some things with the transformation on this guy, changed the color scheme. I feel like this is finally the definitive issue of Starscream that we should have gotten, and I was very happy to pick this up. This guy is hard to find because he's also a Toys R Us exclusive. I know there was a Walmart exclusive a while ago, and I actually saw it, and I didn't get it. There was one with the crown and the cape, didn't get it. But finally, yeah, I'm glad I got this guy, and he looks pretty phenomenal. Excuse me, just scooting on my chair a little bit. So let's go ahead and get him out of the way and take a look at this box that he comes in. So yeah, you got the Masterpiece style box. You got Masterpiece up there, the little kanji. I'm not sure what it says. Pretty good image of Starscream here. There's a picture of the jet mode, and you got MP07, Air Commander, Decepticon, Starscream. So you just got this big Decepticon logo on the side, on the corner. On the side, you actually have a bio for Starscream. Go ahead and zoom in on that a little bit. So, unsurpassed in ego or ambition, Starscream is a scheming second-in-command of Megatron. His all-consuming hunger for absolute power overcomes what little reason there is in him, driving to adopt ever more vile plots in his quest to unseat Megatron as leader of the Decepticons. With his trademark null-ray cannons and vast array of secondary weapon, Starscream is second only to Megatron and Optimus Prime in power. I don't know about all that, but hey. And on the back, you got another shot of the box. You got the stand that it comes with. There's a picture in without. There's a picture in robot mode. And that's enough for this huge mofo box. Anyway, here we go. So, yeah, Starscream, you got a nice little stand. It's got his name on there. Got this Decepticon emblem. And this clear piece can actually be used in robot mode and jet mode. But we're going to go ahead and pop that off so we can take a look at it. And it just slides in by 2 points here. You can put it in this way or that way. You can put it in from the back here. And there you go. So you got there's a nice little tech detail here. You actually got missiles that you can put on the jet, but you have to remove the null ray cannons. And they're just on ball joints. You can pop them off. I honestly don't like the missiles. I mean, they came with the G1 toy. Yeah, but I mean, I'm going to just put them on real quick just so you can kind of see what they do here. So yeah. Like I said, if you want to just pop these off, you can. I usually just leave mine on the stand just because they're missiles. Not a big fan. I like the null rays. Gotta stay accurate. So looking at the jet mode, I mean, you've got a really good looking jet mode. Got that classic blue on the nose cone, very large Decepticon emblem. Now inside, I'm gonna get this out of the way, you have something that just hit the floor and rolled away. Luckily, it's right here. I know a couple of them come with a little Dr. Archivel. What you got here, you got the little pilot. You can actually see quite a bit of detail on the guy. But he's just all black and unpainted. And it really doesn't peg in or anything. It just sits in there. But the cockpit is nice. You got a nice little seat in there. And a little bit of a control console if you look up into the jet. So yeah. Orange canopy, love that. I love this F-15 Eagle though. I mean, it's very nice. Not a lot of kibble. The wings just go up. I love how they got the tail fins right. You got two more big Decepticon emblems here. The flaps do go up and down. It's more for transformation, but they do go up and down. And the jets can actually move around a little bit. They're on these little ball joints, so you can just kind of flex them around. I do like that I finally got this figure because I hate Skywarp. I have Skywarp and I want to show them in this video, but honestly, I have not transformed that thing in so long because it's a pain in the butt. And you got these null ray cannons here, which I showed, and they're connected to the arms this time, not a separate piece. And you do have Decepticon emblems underneath. You can see the hands right here, but overall, everything is very flush. Everything kind of just hides the robot mode very well. Nice tail fins, they go up for transformation. These are just, like I said, on ball joints. But yeah, this is a really, really, really good figure. Now, he does have landing gear, which I'm going to pop out just so I can show them off, because I have one comparison to make. trying to get my thumb in there to get that landing gear down. You can put the flap back there, and then these just pop out. And there you go. So he does sit flat. So comparison wise, here he is next to a deluxe Starscream. So you can get an idea. I figured this figure was out more, it could show it better. You know, this is probably something everyone has. So yeah, there you go. You see him next to this Starscream. So this is a deluxe size, this is a masterpiece scale, and you know, not a great comparison. But anyway, so let's move on to the transformation. Now that is one thing I hate about the Masterpiece Seekers, is that the transformation was kind of a pain in the butt. A lot of pieces always fell off, and that kind of happens with this guy, but not as much. So we're going to go ahead and just get to it. First thing, let's go ahead and pull the tail fins up. Want to take this and just kind of separate it from the back, and then we can just pull down the legs, in theory. There you go. Just kind of give them a tug. And then you take these, bring them down, rotate them, bring them down and rotate. Next you want to come around to the back here, and these, you just want to take this little part here, and inside you'll find the back feet. You just want to get your thumbnail in there and bring that down like that. So you got a full Starscream foot. Same thing with the other side. And just bring that down and close it back up. So there we have the legs, and that will be the easy part. The rest is not so much. So let me bring this up a little bit because he's getting tall. Next we'll take the null rays and kind of unpeg them. Bring them up. Bring them up, and then you want to pop them off, but no. Rather, you want to bring these up and just kind of peg them in there. Same thing with the other side. And then you can rotate them around once we get the wings up. Now, when you're bringing the wings up, you want to take this part and just separate it if you can. Oh wait, you got to unpeg. You got to unpeg these from the sides here. That makes things a little bit easier. So I'm still trying to work this part. Now before you bring up the wings, there are these little tabs here, and you want to bring them until they click. Because they're eventually going to slot in. I don't have fingernails, and there goes the wing. Yep. Well, allows me to get this off a little bit more. Here we go. Whew. So what happens when you don't have fingernails. Now these just kind of clip in right here, so don't worry, I didn't break it on camera. Just trying to get this pegged back into here. Go on, get in there. There we go. And then with all this out of the way, you can kind of bring the wings up and peg them into the back. They're probably going to come unpegged before then, but hey. Should have done a big time review on this so you could see all of the detail and all of the intricacies of the transformation. So anyway, this part you want to bring up, and it's on this metal hinge here. Is this metal? Yes, this is actually a metal hinge. And we're just going to leave that out of the way. Oh, by the way, he does have this air brake that has a nice little piston there. I didn't show that off in jet mode. Okay, next up, we want to take these arms and bring them out. And when you bring them out, make a twist at the bicep. Bring the hands out, open them up. And now you can take the null rays and just spin them around. So we have the arms out of the way. Same thing on this side. And bring the hands out. Alright, next up you want to take this part here and split it. There's a little peg in the middle. you want to bring these down. They're on a double hinge. It's hinged here and on this joint. Bring this down and give me a little bit of grief here. Hang on. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. So, I don't know why, but I can never get these things to come down all the way. What I do is bring them down, and then I give them a whole 180 twist. And that lines them up a little bit better. At least that's the way I've noticed it. So, anyway, now you want to start bringing this head around, but you're going to have to get it through this little bridge part right here. And one thing is that his ears on the sides, they are spring-loaded. So it helps if you kind of pinch those together before the head goes in there. And as you can see, they just come right out. You see, it's these ears on the side. And see, now I'm having a pain getting them back in there. But see, you have to kind of squeeze them before the head goes through, and then when it comes through, they spring back out. Take the nose cone and separate it. Bring this cockpit piece up, and then fold that in. And then bring the cockpit down. Next you want to take this arm and push it in, like that. Angle the nose cone so that it's ready to go to the back. And this is where things get a little tricky to see, but I'm trying to, you have to push this part in, and I have the nose cone turned the wrong way. So, yeah, after you've pushed this arm into the fuselage, you should have it like this, and you should be able to just rotate it back. You may have to kind of angle this. Oh, I didn't even show this off in jet mode, but he does have this weird, like, if you pull the nose cone out, he has this weird Gatling gun piece. I know that was in an episode of Transformers. I can't think of which one it was. I saw it in. I know I've seen it in there, but this comes apart and you can kind of see this weird Gatling gun thing or whatever he used it for. I forget why he had that. Anyway, take this, angle it back, and then you can start bringing the fuselage forward. You want to bring these down, and when you bring them down, you just want to rotate the arm so that it stays forward. So, rotate that down, and there you are. Get this nose cone back here, which does not seem to want to cooperate. There we go. And once you got it back there, you just fold this up like that. Make sure that it's pushed in. And then you can bring this back piece down and kind of just peg it into that bottom part there. And actually, and something else I didn't show off. This little port right here actually comes with another accessory. This little clip. I brought all this down and I forgot to show it off. You can peg that onto the jet mode and then just kind of take your Megatron gun that you got with either MP1 or Soundwave. I forget who else this has come with. And you can peg that in there, and then you can hold Megatron underneath. And I know they did that in an episode too. I totally forgot to do that. Man, I kind of feel like crap for not doing that. So once you peg that in, and these are down, you can start bringing the body down, and it just slides on this one joint all the way down. And the problem is getting this. If you don't have all of this lined up right, it will not slide down. This is a lot of the gripe I had with some of the other Seeker balls. I'll just wait to peg that in until I get all of this down. So it's just a matter of getting this to go through here. Okay, there you go. And there is a little tab right back here that actually pegged in on the first try. Of course it did, so I couldn't show it off. But there's a little tab right here, a little port that'll help kind of line everything up once you get it down there. So it's just a matter of getting this lined up back here. Getting these wings to peg into those ports on the back of that red piece. And then the legs down here, I forgot to do this part. You take this and just slide it up. That way his feet can actually touch the ground. So there you have Starscream in his robot mode. And yes, kind of a pain in the butt on the transformation, but honestly, this is a really cool figure. And I think it looks a lot like Starscream. So bring him in just for a closer look. There you get a look at that head sculpt. He's got kind of that smirky look. I love these little things, these little ears. Oh, and you want to take these wing flaps and just kind of fold them back. There's a little more out of the way. You get more of that traditional Seeker design. But yeah, this is a cool figure. I'm glad I finally got him. I love the turbines in there. You can actually open up the turbines. You got little missiles in there. But yeah, I mean, look at the null rays on the side. Just looks so good. I love this new armature to put them on. Got the traditional blue color on the fingers and forearms. And the fingers are articulated. One thing I noticed when mine came, these fingers were 180 and you can't like bend them back the other way. So just use caution with that if you get it from Toys R Us. You got some nice little hip skirts here. I mean, everything screams Starscream. Ha ha! Whatever, you don't know what's funny. Anyway, you got the nice feet. This is all the redone part. I'll be bringing in Skywarp to show it off a little bit later. Very nice on the back. I mean, this is a great figure. This is a fantastic figure. Articulation-wise, while I've got him here, now the feet, once they're kind of in this position, there's not a lot you can do with it. I mean, you can kind of angle them down, but there's not really a lot like tilting you can do here. The engine still does, but you can't do a lot here. What he does have are some nice ratcheted knees, and they are double jointed. The ratchet up top is a little bit harder than the ratchet on the bottom. I think you can hear that click. Maybe it's about the same. You got a twist at the thigh. You got joints at the legs that will go about that far out. He does have these side skirts. You can move them out and get a little bit more articulation. And they will go forward. These parts do not move, so that's about as far as you can go forward. You can go a little bit further back. The wings are on a lot of ball joints and everything that you can move, well, a lot of hinges that you can move out of the way. Those have a hard time staying in, though. No waist articulation, more due to the transformation. Wait a minute. It looks like he does have waist articulation, but it's stopped by the body, so weird. Anyway, I showed off these little chest missiles there, nipple missiles. The head is on a nice ball joint, but the thing about it is, like my head, it's on a hinge as well, so it's like his neck looks kind of weird. Like you can see that peg there, but if you tilt it back, it looks kind of off kilter. I guess that looks a little bit better, but that with that hinge right over here for these vents or whatever, it kind of sits the head up a little too far. Now the arms do have this nice joint here that's a ratchet joint inside. We'll go out and you can see it just kind of clicks forward. Double jointed elbows. The null rays can move around. And they do have a twist at the wrist. And 3 of the fingers are articulated, and then you can get 1 for some pointing action. I want you for my air command. Yeah, so you can do, or you can do the, whatever. I like it. I'm glad I finally got it. Now, comparison-wise, let me go ahead and bring in my dreaded Skywarp and show off some of the stuff that they have changed with this guy. Now these guys look good together, but as you can see, he's got these different arms here. Let me see if I can get both of them in. Definitely got these different arms here, the different forearms, the way the null rays connect. The head is very different, because this had a actual spinning gimmick where you could change the face. Well, and I don't want to do it right now, so yeah, I don't. But you could change it from a smirk to a normal head. And this head actually sits a little bit better than this new one does. Now you do have some of the same design. Actually, I've never, Also those back feet, this guy does not have them. Just notice that. Always hated how this thing stood, and now I understand why. And you have these side skirt pieces here which weren't integrated into the legs. Yeah, there's a lot of problems. And then you got these little pieces of that were connected to Starscream. They were just sitting off to the side in his robot mode. And like I said, he's crap for standing. So yeah, I'm just going to get him out of here. He angers me that much. For another comparison, here he is with Optimus. And I'd say it's a good scale. Yeah, that's a good size. And one more Decepticon. Excuse me. Here he is with Soundwave. And I think these guys scale really good together. I might have to break down and get one of those third-party Megatrons out there. Just because they look so good together, they need a Megatron. And as far as the stand, you can take that little piece that I was telling you about, and you can turn it around the right way. And what you can do is you can take him, and there's a little peg on the back of his butt here. And there's a hole on the stand, and you just kind of twist that in there, and it kind of sits on this little clear arm joint too. And then you can have him in more of a dynamic or flying position. So yeah, love the stand that comes with it. This is a really great figure. He is hard to come by, so if you can find him at Toys R Us, I highly recommend picking him up. Just because I have to do this. I have to. This has to happen. There you go. Now he's holding Megatron. Now he's complete. So yeah, if you can find this guy, I definitely recommend picking him up because he's a great, great figure. I was just trying to get that down and knocked him down. So overall thoughts, this is a great figure. I definitely recommend picking him up if you can find him. Order him. I hate that he's in such short supply because he is probably the best of the Secret Design they've put out. This particular remold and redone of all the parts is great. Pick him up if you can find him. Anyway guys, I'm Jason the X. Until next time, I will catch you later.